They thought they bought their dreamland, but the ground beneath their homeland had a secret. It was alive and angry. 10 years ago, in a small community on the outskirts of Aladurag, greed turned men into monsters. A group of land dealers sold the same plot of land to multiple buyers, and when the truth came out, they killed those who complained and buried them right on the land. For a while they lived freely as if their crimes were forgotten, but the ground beneath them carried the weight of their evil. Strange things began to happen. Cracks appeared overnight, crops refused to grow, and animals ran from the area. People said that the land had been defied, cursed by the spirit of the murdered. Years passed. The killers died one after another in mysterious ways, but their deaths didn't end the curse. The land still breathed, still remembered. Then came Mr. and Mrs. Adelumo, a joyful couple with two children, Tola and Femi. They bought one of the plots from an honest seller who didn't know its dark history. It was perfect, large, affordable, peaceful. Or so they thought. The first few days were normal. They moved in, painted the walls, planted flowers, and dreamed of a bright future. But peace didn't last long. One night, as Mrs. Adelumo spread clothes on the line, she heard footsteps behind her. She turned. No one was there. Then a faint voice whispered her name. She froze. When she looked again, she saw something move, a hand half buried in the ground, slowly waving at her. She screamed, but when her husband rushed out, there was nothing, just the rustling of dry leaves. They laughed it off. Maybe she imagined it. Maybe she was tired. But deep down, the fear had already begun. At night, they started hearing sound, like people walking inside the walls, whispering prayers in unknown tongues. The children complained that someone walked in their room at midnight. Mr. Adelumo didn't believe them until one night he heard it too. Soft footsteps pacing in the living room. When he went out, the floor was shaking as if the ground itself was breathing. He fell to his knees, feeling the vibration. The ground felt warm, alive. The next day, he called an elder in the community, Babalere, who had lived there for decades. When Baba heard where they lived, he sighed deeply. "My son," he said, "that land is not for the living. Years ago, blood was spilled there. The earth drank it and became restless." Mr. Adelumo's hand trembled. "But what can we do?" Baba looked at him. "The land does not want you. It wants justice, the souls being appeased." That night, before they could even plan what to do, the house began to shake. Doors slammed, windows shattered, the lights flickered, and from the cracks in the wall, dark soil began to ooze out as if the earth itself was rising. They heard cries not of pain, but of anger. Faces began to appear on the walls, faint, ghostly faces watching them. Mrs. Adelumo grabbed the children. "We have to leave." But when they tried to open the front door, the ground outside began to move like walls. The earth was walking. Desperate, they ran through the back door and into the street, barefoot and trembling. Behind them, the ground lived again, and a low voice whispered, "Return what was taken." The next morning, the community gathered. Where the Adelumo house once stood was only red soil, smooth and undisturbed, as if nothing had ever been built there. No one saw the family again. Some say they left in the night, others whispered that the land swallowed them all. But those who pass that area at night say they hear footsteps and faint voices calling for help.